Good morning. Welcome to Quiet Life Homestead. I'm Gina, and I just thought I would bring you along to plant up a couple of things. All of these, the goal for all of this today is to get out into the greenhouse. It's warm enough, I think, that we can kind of begin, which I'm super excited about. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the different styles of gardening and why you may or may not want to consider different kinds. Now, before this, we moved here last year and we got our house in August. And so I didn't have time to plant anything. So last year was kind of a wash for me. I say that, but even when I was in an apartment waiting to get our new house, I was able to grow a couple of things. I grew a tomato, which really didn't produce a whole lot, in fairness. But what I really expanded and did last year when I could was a hydroponic. I did an AeroGarden. And so that provided us with lots of lettuce and fresh salads and basil and the things that we needed just for a couple of months because we were in temporary housing and then we bought our house. So that's what we did for a couple of months. And then we moved into a place that doesn't have a garden. So this year is all new for us. We will be sort of blazing some trails. I'm learning a lot. I'm not an expert gardener by any stretch of the imagination, but I think I've learned over the years how things grow, which I think is a sort of an important thing when you're planning your space. If you don't know that a thing is going to grow on a big long vine and take up a ton of space, then you're not exactly sure where to put it. One thing the 2019 and 2020 season taught me, and I was in a suburban lot. I did have a half an acre, but I had mostly trees. And so all my sun was in the front yard. And even though we didn't have an HOA, it wasn't exactly the most comfortable thing to grow in your front yard. I feel like sometimes the aesthetics of things like that can kind of mess with you. I know tomato plants are just really, I don't know, they can look really messy and crazy. So we had a lot of really beautiful edibles in pots. And other than that, we didn't do a whole ton of different crops. So that affected our style, like what we did. We had a small garden in the front, and we grew a couple of things that we could. We had a couple of successes with cucumbers and grew some really big sunflowers. But basically, where you are is definitely going to affect what you garden in and how you garden. So now, flash forward to this year. We're feeling really blessed to have multiple spaces to do this in. And I think I just messed up all of these I have these teeny tiny little seeds. They're like these teeny tiny little baby seeds. What is this? This is thyme. Y'all, I don't know about starting herbs from seeds. We're trying, but we may end up buying some plant starts and just calling it a day. And that's another thing. If you don't have the capacity or the ability to grow from seed, don't worry about that. It doesn't matter how you get your garden started. Over the past couple of years, as I've gotten interested in gardening, I've had birthday money and things like that, and grow lights given to me in that way. So I've been more and more interested in starting seeds and trying to be successful. The good news is if you start seeds early enough, you'll sort of know if you're successful by the time you have to put stuff in the ground, and you can buy starts then if it didn't work out. So that's kind of how I'm having to look at it. Anyway, you can see some of these seeds are just so ridiculously small. I'm not sure I'll plant them this way again, but I did start. You see that right there? That's chamomile. Chamomile is, I don't know why, it's been hard for me. I tried in my other garden that got all the sun in the front. Chamomile never really did a whole lot. So anyway, as you go along and you are more and more comfortable, then you can add more and more things. You can try things from seed. The thing about seeds is that they're cheap. There are people in your life willing to share. Let me see if I can get this one out. And with the prices of starts going up, it's a lot more cost effective if you want to plant a bunch of things. Now, if you're just happy to do a couple of pots, and that's what you can have if you've got a balcony like I had last year, you don't have time to do stuff from seeds. I bought starts last year. So anyway, I guess my point of all of this is like, if you, wherever you are in this journey, it's good. It's a good place to be. You have to start somewhere. You have to learn some things. And each time that you do it, you'll learn more and more. And then you'll have the garden of your dreams. But I guarantee you, if you ask a successful gardener right now, if they're done, like if this is their final setup, they would say no. I think a garden is ever evolving. I think that's just part of the magic of it. All right. Well, anyway, I'm going to get to the rest of this, but I just wanted to encourage you, if you have just an inclination to get started, this is the time to get started, and you can just grow a little bit. Like, I always pick the top things that we actually buy from the grocery store. So I know that cherry tomatoes we eat all the time. My son loves cherry tomatoes. So if I can grow those in the summertime, I literally don't have to buy those at the grocery store at all. We usually have so many cherry tomatoes, but if you, let me just tell you also, you plant one cherry tomato plant, unless you've got a ton of people in your family, because that thing is going to go crazy, and that is very easy to grow. I have found that's extremely easy. Also, we really like cucumbers, so I've tried cucumbers in the past unsuccessfully. The other key for gardening, at least for me, to be successful is going to be automating the watering system. Now, I'm really fortunate here. The lady who owned this house did not have a garden, but what she had was she had irrigation in place. And so as I planned my garden around her already established irrigation, knowing that she used timers to keep all of her plants lush. I don't think she was growing any edibles, but the concept is the same. For me, I'm a terrible waterer. And so when I had my cucumbers, they were always bitter and gross and disgusting. And now I would feed them to chickens because whatever. But in the suburbs, I didn't have that ability. So consistent watering is the key to successful cucumbers. And so I wouldn't be able to be successful unless I solved the I'm a lazy waterer problem. So I'm trying to also place things where I know they're going to be on a timer, that I don't have to be thinking about giving every single thing water. And I can water the things that I want to. I'm going to have some pots and stuff like that, but I'm not going to be dependent on that. And also, it frees you up to go on vacation and that type of stuff. So think about your water, think about what kind of space you have, think about what you want to grow, what would be more useful for you to grow, and then concentrate on just those things. Maybe if you want to, you love zucchini, it's your favorite thing, grow a big, huge pot and just put one zucchini plant in it and see how it does. You can make it go up, you can grow it vertically, or you can let it sprawl out. But there are tons of different ways to grow things, especially in containers. So anyway, I hope that's encouraging, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.